So Morning Joe, to my surprise, like once or twice a week, they decide to randomly start making Bernie Sanders arguments. Now, we can get into intentions and motivations and why are they doing this. I don't know why they're doing it. David Dole had a good theory about Joe Scarborough when it came to him arguing for higher taxes on billionaires and corporations. He said the reason he's doing that is because he doesn't want his taxes to go up. How does Joe Scarborough make his money? Through income. What bracket is he in? The top bracket. They want to raise the top bracket from roughly 36% to 39%. He doesn't want his taxes going up 3 percentage points. He would rather you tax Bill Gates and Elon Musk and billionaires and corporations. And so that's why he went all in on like a Bernie Sanders argument. Very possible. That very well may be the case. But here he is, yet again making a solid argument, this time against Mitch McConnell.
Not provide Republican votes for raising the debt limit. There's no chance Republicans will help lift Democrats' credit limit so they can immediately steamroll through a socialist binge that will hurt families and help China.
The Republican Party has now become the party of default, the party that says America doesn't pay its debts. Keeping the government open and preventing a default is vital to our country's future, and we'll be taking further action to prevent this from happening this week.
We certainly know Republicans are raging hypocrites, especially so in the era of Trump, and we obviously are still in the era of Trump. Here's a party that spent like drunken socialists. So you talk about socialists. This Republican Party spent like drunken socialists over the past 5 years. They racked up record levels of deficits, record levels of debts. The bills that Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell approved, the budgets, the largest budgets in the history of the Republic. Let me say that again. The Republican budgets were the largest in the history of the Republic and ran up record deficits and record debt.
That is correct. That is correct. In fact, that was pointed out to them when we were having the debate about the 2017 Republican tax cuts, and they were like, we don't care. We're in favor of the tax cuts. So they chose tax cuts for the rich and corporations over deficit concerns and debt hawkery. So it was brought up to them. Hey, if you do this Reaganomics on steroids and George W. Bush tax policies on steroids, and by the way, 83% of the benefits went to the top 1% in that tax cut package. It's going to blow up the debt and the deficit. We know it's going to do it. This is what trickle-down economics does. They make the claim, oh no, if we cut taxes for the wealthy and cut taxes for corporations, what happens is that unleashes the beast of the free market so much that there's so much growth that even though it's a lower tax rate as a percentage, you take in more dollars as a raw number because there's just so much profit now. Well, every time that's been tried, it hasn't worked. Reagan exploded the debt and the deficit. George W. Bush exploded the debt and the deficit. The exact same thing happened under Donald Trump. He exploded the debt and the deficit. Record debt, record deficit. Nobody cared. Guy like Rand Paul, Mr. Libertarian, I care about the debt and the deficit. And he voted for that tax cut package, which exploded the debt and the deficit. They're full of it. The real goal was, let me pay back my donors. Let me look after the top 1%. Let them run out the back door with all the money, and we'll try to gut social safety net programs at the same time so people in the middle and at the bottom get screwed. So Mitch McConnell was right along with them every step of the way. And now all of a sudden, no, the debt, and it's unsustainable and it's not okay. The other important point is this, guys. Raising the debt limit is not about future spending. Raising the debt limit is about spending we already approved. So in other words, it's just reneging on your requirement to do the right thing. So, I mean, there shouldn't even be a debt limit for that exact reason. You could just decide, we're going to destroy the full faith and credit of the United States government like this for partisan political nonsense theater. That's what's going on. It's about money you already spent. And, okay, so it gets even worse. Classic McConnell, duplicitous, two-faced scoundrel. What did he do? He goes, we're not going to give any Republican votes to raising this debt limit. Let me assure you that. So Schumer gets up there and goes, okay, since you're not going to give any Republican votes, fine. We're going to do it with 51 votes. McConnell goes, LOL, I'm invoking a filibuster, so you can't do it with 51 votes. You just said we're not giving any Republican votes. Schumer said, okay, we'll just do it with 51 votes. And then he goes, we're going to filibuster, so now you need 60. What? What? I mean, they rank partisan hack actors. They would destroy the United States of America if it meant he thought it was going to help the Republicans in the midterms. That's what he would do. So I just need everybody to understand, don't ever take them at face value. When they talk about the debt, when they talk about the deficit, it's total nonsense. They blow it up every single time they're in office, and then they turn around whenever Democrats are in power and go, ooh, who blew up this debt and deficit? You better do something about it. And then what's the implication? Cut the social safety net programs and screw over the working class. And then they would pitch themselves as the savior. Oh my God, who hurt you guys? Look, the middle class and the working class are in trouble. I guess you should vote Republican because obviously the Democrats aren't helping you. Man. I don't know how everybody doesn't see the game at this point, but they don't. But thankfully, even former Republican congresspeople like Joe Scarborough do, and that says something.